What's good, G Life? You already know the rundown. This is Southern California. Beautiful Cow. California, obviously home to hundreds and hundreds of different gangs and thousands of documented gang members throughout the southern and northern region of California. And obviously, with so many different gangs, you're gonna get some names that overlap each other or sound the same or get confused with each other, for those who really don't know about these barrios. And one of the terms is vista, view. There's a lot of vista barrios that get confused with each other. So we're here to break it down on this one, all these vista barrios. So with no further ado, let's get into it. Street raised, I was brought up with a G state. Peep game, those who didn't catch one to your brain. Stay in your lane, never wolfed it, boy, I never fake. Watch them break, watch them fall, still I remain. Never change, never try to come and rearrange. Never hate, never tripping on somebody's plate. That shit is lame, leave that type of shit for the dames. The streets don't play, yo, catch up, watch your life as capes. One game, homie, that you shouldn't play. There's real soldiers in the streets gunning every day. This shit is normal in the vital part of every day. It ain't great, but I'm loyal, so I'll never change. I keep repeating, but I mean it, never lose your way. Heed the warning and the missing just for talking brave. Fuck my enemies, two faces and all the snakes. Now for this matter, just name the time and name the place. We'll get it active, fuck the gap, and I mean face to face. Real gangsters never fold, then we never shake. I was brought up to...
You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment.
Now, to start off, we need to be heading towards the south side of Los Angeles. The south side of Los Angeles is where we're able to find the first Vista Vario. And we're going to be starting off with this neck of the woods first because obviously it's around the area and where I reside. So I'm more familiar with the area, the neighborhoods, and homies and stuff like that. So that's why we'll be starting off in the south side of Los Angeles. Now, to be more exact, we shall be heading towards the area that is known as the city of Bell, Campana, Bell City. Not Bell Gardens, Bell. Now, people are wondering, where the hell is that at? Because I do get that a lot. I hear people say that they don't know where the city of Bell's at. Well, the city of Bell lies near the city of Maywood, Cudahy, Huntington Park, Southgate, Bell Gardens, around that area. Really close to the Huntington Park, Maywood, Cudahy, and all that area. There's a small city named the city of Bell. Not a very large city, like I said, one of the more smaller ones, and it does have a strong Middle Eastern population, like a lot of Urbex live in that area, but a lot of Raza as well. You know what I'm saying? And this is home to one of these Vista Barrios, which is known as the Vario LVPL, which is known as Loma Vista Place. Loma Vista Place is a neighborhood that has been well established. One of Bell's original neighborhoods, because in the city of Bell, you have a lot of different barrios within this area, you know what I mean? But most of these barrios are barrios that came from different parts, like Florence or the Brads or like barrios like that come from different parts or, neighborhoods from, Maywood or Huntington Park that extend, towards the city of Bell, but are not originally from there. You know what I mean? There's only a few original homebreaded Bell barrios, and this has to be one of them, you know what I mean? One of the originators. I know you do have like Chandler, Bear Street, and Gifford. You have barrios like that, but this is one of the original ones, one of the old school ones, already going back to the early 80s when this neighborhood was established. Loma Vista Place is not a very large neighborhood, but nonetheless, the real deal Holyfield in the city of Bell. Their territory is everything that's from Atlantic. Their territory stretches out all the way to Gage, from Gage all the way to Salt Lake all the way to Bell Avenue, and everything in the middle is considered their barrio. But the heart of the hood, their main domain, their dojo is obviously on Loma Vista Place. Obviously Loma Vista Place because you do have a Loma Vista Avenue and then you have a Loma Vista Place. Place is where their neighborhood, where they started off, where they did their thing, where they used to hang out and hold it down. Obviously, with the times gentrification and a lot of their neighborhood was knocked down to build a school there. So it, a school in a little park. So it did, the neighborhood did take a big blow because of that, because they knocked it down. They knocked all those apartments down to build the school in the little park. So their neighborhood did take a blow, but is still around. You know what I mean? It's not as large as it once was because I was told that this neighborhood was roughly around the 50 to 60 members to them. Since then I was told that it got larger and that they're still, around. You know what I mean? Just not as large, but still nonetheless, they still hold it down. Don't get it twisted. I got homies out of this neighborhood, so I know they do their damn thing. I see them up. I see the graffiti. I see the activity. So they haven't gone nowhere, despite what, haters are going to want to say. Obviously haters going to want to, talk, do what they do. But nonetheless, homie, this is a real Vario that still holds it down right here for the city of Campana and still maintaining theirs and putting theirs on the map for the Loma Vista place. To find the next Vario on the list, we actually have to be maneuvering our way to West LA, West Los Angeles, obviously to the danger zone, the very infamous, Rampart, Pico Union, MacArthur Park area. Obviously, one of Los Angeles' most recognizable area when it comes to the gang activity, due to the fact that there's so many different neighborhoods and old school barrios that, have been established there, that started, and, chaos and all that, from the MS, Temples, 18, Playboys, Clanton, etc. You know what I mean? This is where, they all originated from. So it is obviously known as the chaotic zone, the chaos zone. And this is home to one of these Vista Barrios that we can find. To be exact, we are talking about the Vario VVR. VVR translating to Vario Vista Rifa. Vario Vista Rifa is one of West Los Angeles' more smaller neighborhoods. This neighborhood is not that large, at least from what I was told. Is roughly about 60 to 70 members to them. So making it one of the more smaller neighborhoods in this area, you know what I mean? Because you have a lot more larger neighborhoods around, like obviously 18, MS, Playboys, varios like that, that are in the thousands, So obviously these guys, making them a little bit more smaller, but nonetheless, our real neighborhood that handle business. Their barrio is everything that's from Rampart Boulevard all the way to 3rd all the way to Alvarado, and from Alvarado, their territory stretches all the way to Beverly Boulevard and back around, making everything that's in the middle their neighborhood. So throughout 2nd Street, throughout Parkview, obviously Parkview being like their stronghold, their main domain, their dojo. That's where they get it on and cracking, like by Parkview and 2nd. That is like the, their main domain. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're named after the Vista Street. This neighborhood is a real neighborhood. I've been, hearing individuals try to say that it's not a real neighborhood, or they died out, or that they had died out or something like that. That's all bull crap. People talking without knowing. This neighborhood is still a functioning neighborhood, still active, still doing their thing. Right there, really close to the Wanderers neighborhood as well. Two of the West, more smaller neighborhoods, but nonetheless, real barrios that do real things right here. Because they're still active and functioning and holding it down right there for theirs. And Vario Vista Rifa right there. To find the next Vario, we actually have to be traveling to the area that is known as San Diego. SD County, San Diego County is home to a lot of these Vista neighborhoods, actually, to be exact. You know what I mean? We have several, so we're going to be here for a cool minute. San Diego, obviously a notorious area, but we shall be starting off with the oldest one and the largest one when it comes to Vista Barrios within this side. And for that, we actually have to be heading towards the area of San Diego known as the South Bay, of SD. For those who don't know, this area will be cracking. And to be more exact, we shall be heading towards the area that is known as Chula Vista. Chula Vista is obviously home to several different barrios, but home to the originators, out of this area, which is known as the Vario VCV, Vario Chula Vista. Vario Chula Vista is one of SD's, powerhouses, old school Vario that dominates within this area. They got it on lockdown right here, throughout, obviously Chula Vista. You can find them spread out, but more the danger zone that you will find them at is on L Street, all the way to where the freeway's at. From the freeway, you can still find their territory extending all the way to Palmer Street, all the way to Broadway and back around. Everything that's in the middle is considered the Vario Chula Vista, which is on Jefferson, Jefferson and Neplas, Naplas. I think that's how you pronounce it. You know, and throughout obviously also on Madison Avenue, all of that area is where you're able to find the Vario Chula Vista. And this Vario is large, you know, at least from what I was told, is this Vario is a few hundred members to them. Like I said, already an old school Vario that has been holding it down in this area for quite some time. I mean, you do have other Varios within the area, you know, like the KPCs, and you also have the old Tays right there. So you do have, like, you know, it does get chaotic right here. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? And then you have like other, you know, areas still close by that it gets treacherous, bro. You know what I mean? Although the area looks nice because of the, you know, the coast is just right there, the water, y todo el pedo, you know, it looks lovely. Don't ever get it twisted, homie. Don't judge a book by its covers, because now, to find the next barrio on the list, we actually have to be maneuvering our way, you know, upper to, you know, up north, you know, to north of San Diego, where we're able to find this next barrio on the list. Now, we shall be heading towards the area that is known as Linda Vista. Linda Vista, I hear a lot of people say that there's no gangs there, that is lovely, that, you know, that I was lying in that episode where, you know, I covered this area. Bro, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like I said, there's a real old school large barrio that has dominated this area, you know, for quite some time, with members in the hundreds, bro, as well. One of this area's largest neighborhoods, which is known as the Vario LV, you know, TLS, Vario Linda Vista Tiny Locos. Vario Linda Vista is one of the largest neighborhoods within Linda Vista, because you do have several other gangs within the area. Don't get it twisted. You do have like the Cribs, you know what I mean? So you do have other gangs within the area. You know, there's black gangs right here in SD too. Don't get it twisted. You have the Linda Vista Cribs that they go at it, you know, pretty heavily. At one point they used to get along, but you know, that was back then. Now there's been like heavy tension. Well, I don't know about recently how the relationship is, but I know that there was some heavy beef, bro. You know what I mean? And Linda Vista, like I said, with members in the hundreds, you know, pretty much control, you know, throughout Linda Vista Road and throughout all over Linda Vistas where you can find them. You know, they pretty much, like I said, they have the manpower to just establish themselves and stretch out, you know, throughout the area where they roam around, you know. And like I said, it does get chaotic right here because there's heavy feud and animosity between gangs. I know they try to label them as racist. They're not racist. They just feud with the Cribs, you know. But like I said, people that are not familiar with the streets, you know, don't really know, and they just talk without knowing. And these guys do have a few rappers. You can actually check out their music right here on YouTube. They have a few rolas, you know. So they do have a few, you know, cats that spit, you know, some good shit. You know, you might want to peep them out. Go check out their music, you know, support the raza. But yeah, Barrio Linda Vista is another one of, you know, SD's OG barrios that have been holding it right here for the tiny lokes and still putting theirs on the map. Now, to find the next barrio, you know, in SD right here, we actually have to be maneuvering our way to the area that is known as the city of Vista. Vista is another area within SD, you know, northern county, you know, northern portion of San Diego, you know, the northern county, where you're able to find this barrio, which is known as the Vario VHB. VHB is a neighborhood that was been well established right here, but one of SD's more smaller barrio, at least from what I was told, you know, roughly just a few hundred members to them. Compared to the other barrios within the area, you know, they're a little bit more on the smaller side. You know, but nonetheless, still real individuals that do their thing, which is known as the Vario Vista Homeboys. Now, they are not the same as the Vario Southside Vista, which is located on the opposite end. These are the Vista Homeboys, you know what I mean? They're their own thing. And another one that has, you know, rappers right here on YouTube, you could go check them out. I think they have a few albums, you know, that guy Little Güero from, you know, SD. This is his Vario, you know, Vista Homeboys. So this Vario has been maintaining right here throughout Vista. You know, doing their thing, you know, don't get it twisted, because like I said, it does get chaotic within this area because you have the San Marcos that is close by, you have the street village, you have all kinds of shit that be going down within these areas. You know, I know people like to think that ain't shit cracking over here, but nah, don't get it twisted, bro. Ask anybody that's with, you know, from these areas, bro, they could tell you that it be popping, not only with Hispanic gangs, but you also have black gangs within the area. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Vista Homeboys, you know, original barrio right here, holding it down for theirs and still maintaining and putting theirs on the map for that Vista Homeboys, that VHB.